Hey guys, so what we've got here is a Briggs and Stratton. Let's see what this is. A Craftsman 6.25 foot-pound, 625 series, 190cc mower. This is given to me by my mom and my stepdad to fix before I move. They saw the channel and want me to fix it for them. So I have no idea what's wrong with it. They just say it can't start. So I guess we're just going to go ahead and start there. And let's go ahead and just do a real quick check here. So I've got a little bit of oil. What are you doing? So we got some gas in it. This kill switch lever right here is really questionable. Got a big bend in it right here. It seems to be working for now, but it might be something they have to replace in the future. And it could even be part of the problem, but I'm thinking not. But let's go ahead and give it a couple of pulls. All right, so there's a primer bulb on here. Give it one extra push. Okay, so it's most certainly not firing, so let's just go ahead and start where we start with everything else, and let's throw some gas up into the cylinder here and see what happens. All right, let's see what we got now. See if this thing fires. It did, and it does not sound good. Okay, I'm gonna try this a second time. So I've got the plug pulled right here, but something sounded kind of funny in here. Not really sure what that is, but this blade's seen better days for sure. All right, I'm gonna start by removing the air filter. Tisk tisk. It's nothing too crazy here. That comes off of there, and there's a little air port right there. Just like this. Oh, there's no way to shut the fuel off. Well, that's great. Okay, so we're going to remove this fuel line. And then try to get the gas into the can here. So what do we got here? We've got your, let's see here. This linkage right here. Governor spring is on there. Not sure if that's right or not. Linkage right there. Okay. It's good enough. Okay. There we go. Got the old carburetor off there. Here's what we're looking at. Boy, it ain't looking very good, is it? Let's go get it on the bench and see what we got. All right, so the carburetor's up on the bench. Now, true story, I made a video on ethanol gas and how to find non-ethanol gas about a month ago. My mom told me, oh no, Eric, that's my stepdad, watched that and kind of gave the oh no, like he had not been running non-ethanol gas. So no doubt this is ethanol gas inside of here, and it's just not looking so hot. Not quite sure what to make of this burning right here, but nevertheless, let's just see what's in here. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking. Should be some fuel in here. Okay. Already not a good sign. It's just loaded with crap in here. Yeah, definitely full of crap. Like dust. So let's see. Okay. So maybe not too bad. What is this? I can't tell if this is just corrosion on here or actual dust. I know one thing, this gasket right here is pretty well donesy. Maybe I can just make a new one of these. I'm just going to go ahead and, this is just wanting to fall out anyways. I'm going to take the pin out of here. I'm going to remove the float, just like that. And then we've got ourselves a needle seat right here. And then we're looking at one pretty bad. Yeah, man. What is this? Some sort of dirt all over this thing. Look at that. Looks okay in here. Somewhat clean. This is filthy in here. I'll just go ahead and start by just getting this gasket off of here. There it goes. I know there's a little port right here. This was totally clogged. This little port right here was clogged. Looked like a little air, a pulse line. So I don't know how that's gonna pan out. Just full of crap in here. That's why you should change your air filter, Eric. Or at least clean it. Okay. Gasket around here looks salvageable. Okay, let's just go at this with a little bit of carb cleaner. We'll hit this with a little bit of carb cleaner first, see what we can get out of there. Yeah, it's that. Look at that stuff. Just corrosion and sand and. Okay, that's a good sign. Got that going through there. Got flow through there. About in here. Got some flow there. We go ahead and hit this with an air compressor real quick. I'm gonna hit with some WD-40 and let it soak for a little bit. Okay, so I've let it sit for a little while now. And unfortunately, this is the best brush I have. I'm moving in like a week and I've packed everything else. So it's just gonna have to do. I wish I had something better to get in here and get this stuff out of here with, but it's gonna get as much of it as I can and hope that that works. There's just a bunch of crap down in here. So I'm just gonna keep doing this for a little while. All right, so I ran out of time last night to keep going on with this, but put everything in this bin right here. It is the next morning. So the only thing I've done since I left off there was I let this soak for a while with WD-40, and I just hit it in here with a brush the best I could, like a copper brush, and I couldn't really get super involved with it. I don't have all of my brushes and tools with me right now. I'm packing for a move. So anyways, it's pretty clean. It appears to me that all the jets and ports are moving. I blew all the ports and everything out with this right here. So now it's just going to be time to reassemble this thing and see if we can get it to fire up. Let's make sure this needle is nice and clean. This is going to slip in here like that. There. Yep, okay. And then that is going to go right down in here. And then we'll get our pin out. Just kind of jiggle this around a little bit until the pin goes in. There we go. That's that. Next is going to be the bowl. Bowl goes on. Float bowl screw with the gasket. And I do believe that that's it. We can go ahead and install this thing on the mower now. I'm going to go ahead and blow this air filter off a little bit. All right, we're ready to go ahead and put this back in now. Just going to get it over here. I'm going to get this lever in here. This throttle. That's in. Put this on here. Let's see here. Let that sit for a second. I'm going to hand tighten these bolts first. Okay. Both these are 3/8 head. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop them in a little bit. Nothing too crazy here. Just a little bit. And we're going to be ready for our air filter right here. So I made a makeshift gasket for this because it fell apart, and man, it wasn't the easiest gasket to make because it had all sorts of craziness on it, but it's going to work. So I'm going to get that like that. And let's see. I guess I'll start with this. I'll go ahead and put these 2 bolts through there. Flip this over, hold the bolts in place. There we go. That's going to work. Make sure you line that hole up right there with this little hole right there. So we can get this air filter on now. Actually, I think I should go ahead and hook this fuel line up first. Okay, fuel line's on. Move that clip down there. First thing I'll do is try to, you guys can, this bolts are probably going to fall out of here. I'm going to try to get this hooked up to in here as I'm putting it in place. Okay, the air line slipped right on. Starting that first bolt by hand. I just want to get this one in before it slips out of place. Second bolt by hand. I got the gasket in place, so I'm good. Alrighty. And there's a third bolt that goes right here. Before I tighten anything down, I'll get that one in. All right. One dirty ass air filter. Oh man, it's bad. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go put a little bit more gas in it and see if we can get it started. Okay, I put some gas in it. Go ahead and prime it up a little bit. I don't know if that works or not, but prime it a little bit. Got the plug back on. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, coming back real quick. I thought the video was running, but it wasn't. So I took this air filter back off of here. I realized that the primer bulb, this right here, that was in here, when I would push on it, no gas would come out of the carburetor. And where it's supposed to come out of, when you push on that primer bulb, I'll take you out here. You see a little jet inside of there. A little bit of gas should shoot out of there when you hit the primer bulb right here. So I went ahead and took this primer bulb out. I'll just show you real quick how I did that in case anyone's wondering. And it just kind of, now I'm going to have a problem here. So there are two clips on this right here. These two clips. And those two clips correspond with these grooves right here. So I just kind of pushed one clip into the side a little bit, shoved it up, and pushed the other one and shoved it up. So I got that out of there, and I've got this screen in here. I'm going to go ahead and clean this screen out, and what happens here is you push on the primer bulb, and then the air comes through here up to this little hole. I made this gasket, which I think is going to be part of the problem. The air comes through here up into this little hole right here. That shoots back down into the bowl and pushes some gas up. And that is not happening when I'm doing this. So part of the problem could be the gasket. I have made a thicker gasket as well, but honestly, these gaskets are really tough to make because they're like in this crazy area right here. Okay, so I've got this screen pretty well cleaned up. I'm just going to shove this primer bulb back down in here and give it a little extra. There it goes. It clicked in. Both sides clicked in. That's what you're looking at. And when I took it out of here, I just depressed this a little bit and shoved it up. All right, so I put it all back together. I still don't see the primer bulb working, but it does seem to fire up. So I don't know. I think I'm going to still go for some new gaskets on here and see if that's the problem. I don't like the way my gaskets look on there at all. So okay, so it's working. Once again, this primer bulb is still not, still doesn't seem to be doing much here. But I read something online that said if you double up the gaskets in here, that might work. My gaskets that I'm trying to make for are just crap. I'd like to see if that's the problem first. And also I'm going to come back out and try to cold start this again in a couple hours and just see if it works or not. Stay tuned.